Hello, my name is Bonny Athy, and I am a registered nurse at the Iowa City VA healthcare system. Nursing was not my original career path, and I think that's the best place to start when discussing my journey and explain how I ended up where I am today. Then I will go and tell you a little bit about my career as a nurse and what it's like to work at the VA. I graduated from high school in 2003 and wanted to be a music educator more than anything. I attended college in South Dakota on a softball and music scholarship and pursued a degree in music education until 2006. At that time, I decided that education was not the right route for me, and so I dropped the education major and graduated with a Bachelor's of Arts in Vocal Music Performance. While in college, I worked in a nursing home cooking meals for residents, and I also worked in a dementia Alzheimer's facility. Upon graduation in 2008, I got a job in South Dakota caring for adults with physical and mental disabilities and became a special education substitute teacher. While both of these were rewarding, I wanted to be closer to family, and so in 2009, I moved back to Iowa. I worked for Easter Seals of Iowa in Des Moines, again taking care of adults with physical and mental disabilities. It was at this time my uncle reached out to me and said, Bonnie, you should come work at the VA. You have excellent benefits. You can get paid a little more doing the exact same thing you are currently doing, and then the VA will help you go back to school to be a nurse, if that's something you're interested in. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I would pursue anything in healthcare. In August of 2010, I moved to Iowa City and started my career at the VA. I was working as a healthcare technician, now they are certified nursing assistants, on one of the inpatient acute medical surgical units. At that time in my life, I still loved to sing, and I would tootle down the halls and sing most days as I did my work. I would sing to patients at times, and if or when a patient was dying, I would sit by their side and sing to them. Everybody at some time in their life has a life altering moment, and when things are put into perspective and they realize what it is they are supposed to be doing, they make a change. In September of 2011, I had my moment. I would sing through the halls, and there was a patient that would stand by in the doorway and watch me, sometimes sing along or just tap his foot to the beat. I was working 3:30 p.m. to midnight at this time, and the patient was going to discharge home the following day. I offered to assist him with packing up his items and laying his clothes out to go home, and he was elated to have me assist him. I said my goodbyes that evening and left for the night at midnight. The next day, I arrived to work at 3:30 p.m. to see that the patient was still admitted to the hospital. During report, we were told that overnight the patient had become lethargic, at times unresponsive, and the family had made him hospice. The patient was in restraints because when he was awake, he would hit and try to get out of bed. The patient was there for about a week and a half, and after I would complete my daily tasks, I would go into his room, hold his hand, release his arm from restraints, and sing with him. He would hum, smile, or just lay there, but I knew he was listening. He was a very interesting individual, a clown, in fact, and his family was amazing. They had pizza parties with and for the staff, and if you wanted to take care of the patient would have you. He would tell you that you had to take a bite of Limburger cheese, also known as the stinky cheese, and if you've never had it, I strongly encourage you not to try it. It's quite disgusting. One night, I went into the patient's room after completing my tasks around 11:45 p.m., and I took the patient's arm out of restraints, held his hand, and sang to him. I left my shift at midnight, and the next morning I received a phone call from my manager telling me that he had passed away at 12:04 a.m. and his family would like me to call them when I arrived to work. I arrived a little early to work, called the family, and they asked that I sing at his funeral. That moment changed my life forever. The following week, I applied for nursing school, and I applied for a scholarship at the Iowa City VA healthcare system. I received the scholarship. The VA paid for my schooling. They paid me my salary while I went to school. I didn't have to work. And I graduated in December of 2014 with my second bachelor's, only this time it was a bachelor's of science in nursing. My journey was just beginning in this field. Let me tell you a little bit about the VA now. For those of you who do not know what the VA is, it stands for Veterans Affairs, which means I and many others who work at this facility provide exemplary care to our nation's heroes, United States veterans. Veterans are those individuals who have served in the military, which includes Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and most recently added to the list, Space Force. Other types of service include Army National Guard, Air National Guard, U.S. Public Health Service, and National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. The Iowa City VA is made up of 12 clinics spread out across the eastern side of Iowa and into Illinois. Our hospital, located in Iowa City, is small but mighty and has an emergency department, an ICU, 3 med-surg units, an inpatient locked mental health unit, as well as an OR, other outpatient specialty clinics, procedural areas, and primary care clinics. We also have dentistry, physical therapy, eye clinics, and so much more readily available to our patients. Upon completing my degree in nursing, I started on a med-surg unit to really become comfortable with my skills, and as a nurse, I transferred to the ICU where I learned how to critically think and really hone in on what was going on with the specific parts of the patient's body. I also worked in dialysis, setting up machines to help filter the body's blood when the kidneys were not able to function on their own. Next, I went into education and was an educator for the critical care areas, the ICU, emergency department, etc. And I was the nurse residency director. I started my master's program in leadership and management in 2019 and started working as the assistant nurse manager on our inpatient mental health unit. I completed my master's degree in March of 2022 and transferred back to the education department to take on the role of the RN Transition to Practice Coordinator, teaching and guiding brand new nurses as they start their nursing careers. In December of 2022, I was detailed to a new position and officially accepted an offer for that position in March of 23, which is where I am today. I'm the Clinical Nursing Education Manager, Scholarship Coordinator, and Iowa Board of Nursing Coordinator at the Iowa City VA. This journey has been so rewarding, and I would not change it for the world. If you are interested in nursing, now is the time to start taking science classes. These are courses I was so scared of in high school and even when studying for my first degree. Then, when I decided to go into nursing, I couldn't believe how much I actually enjoyed science. I strongly encourage you to get your feet wet as soon as you can. Get your CNA and start working in a nursing home or in a facility as a CNA. Once you are 18, apply to be a CNA at the VA. Or if you aren't able to work and go to school, become a volunteer and get to know the organization. We are very different from private sectors, primarily because we are a federal entity. There are many opportunities to become a nurse, and right now the nursing field is in need of nurses. The pandemic really took a toll on nursing, and many of the baby boomers decided that if they could retire, they were going to. There are many opportunities to become a nurse. You can complete 1 year of school and become an LPN or a licensed practical nurse and function beneath an RN. You can go to school for 2 years and receive your associate degree of nursing, or you can complete a 4-year degree and obtain your bachelor's of science in nursing. During school, you are prepared to take the nursing board exam to obtain your registered nurse license. Nursing is so much more than school, though. Any person who is interested in nursing must have caring and compassionate personalities to be successful. Strengthening your communication skills now will help you in any career, but one important part of communication is listening and what many call active listening. Active listening is also important in other careers, but it's a learned skill, so now's the time to start practicing. When someone is speaking to you, listen and work hard not to develop a response while they are speaking. Strengthening these skills will not only help you as a nurse, but it will help you in so many other aspects of life. Best of luck as you move forward through school and begin to think about your lifelong careers. Just remember that the first choice in life may not be the best fit, and it's okay to change your mind. When you least expect it, you will find your calling, and at that moment, you will understand what true happiness is. Good luck, and I hope to see you pursue a career at the VA. And while I'm a nurse, and I always promote nursing, there are so many opportunities at the VA: surgical tech, electrician, plumber, engineer, administration roles, and those are just to name a few. So thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.